Cantémosle, cantemos ya la margarita. Niña pequeña, la más risueña, la más bonita. Cantémosle, cantemos ya la margarita.
Good afternoon, my beautiful people. Welcome to Somos podcast. My name is Cecilia Ramos. Thank you for listening to these life stories, Latin American women refugees in UK. We're going to take the University of Manchester to Department of the Politics Office of Social Responsibility and Department of the Engagement and External Relations School of Social Science. Thank you for listening to those stories of the life of the Latin American women refugees in UK. According to the Royal Spanish Academy, a refugee is a person who, as a result of the war, revolution, or political persecution, is forced to seek refugees outside their country. We have also done a small survey to find out what people living in UK think the meaning of this word to be. This word means sadness, despair, exile, loss, delusion, hope, grief, violence. What were you doing before you left Chile?
I was in Santiago working as a public employee.
How many years is it since you left your country?
Well, more than 40 years. The country was designated communist.
What was the government at that time?
It was the Popular Unity, a coalition of several political parties led by President Salvador Allende, the socialist leader. But the persecution was total, and many Chileans couldn't leave their buildings because there were weapons and tanks in the streets. It was dangerous, and we had to wait for the curfew to be lifted before we could leave our home. We arrived at my friend's house and stayed for the night. We were both crying in bed because we didn't understand what was happening. The presidential palace had been taken by the military. I came home and my father asked me, "Where's your mother?" I said, "I don't know, Dad. I don't know where she is." 3 days later, my mother reappeared looking like a whipped dog. So I said, "I just have to see if I can leave this country." My father had English ancestors. He was educated in English schools, and that made it easier for me to go to the British Embassy to ask for refuge. I said that I was going to send for my mother and father so that they could come and be with me. The United Nations paid for the tickets on the VIP refugee planes. So we went on a Lufthansa plane and arrived first of all in Frankfurt, and from Frankfurt made the transfer to England, to London. It was interesting because when we got off the plane at Frankfurt Airport, there were people there who were waiting to meet refugees too. Well, you have to understand what situation refugees are coming from. They're desperate. They have no alternative. These people had experienced things like those that had happened to me. You could stay where you are, but what are you going to do when you're in a situation like that? You live in terror, in the true sense of the word, because from my very own apartment I had heard screams in other parts of the building, and I could hear through the door that they were raiding a family home and taking someone out. That was the terror that they might come to our door and do the same. If you want to know more about the work we do at our charitable organisation, Somos CR, you can visit our website www.somoscr.co.uk. One of our main aims is to increase awareness of Latin American culture. Thank you for listening.
Niña pequeña, la más risueña, la más bonita. Cantémosle, cantemos ya la margarita.